Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to Goodwill here. I didn't get the initial shot of me picking these up, but right off the bat, two Nintendo DS's right here, a 3DS and a regular DS. I walked straight to the glass. I thought I turned my camera on, but something funky was happening, so I had to take the battery out, plug it back in, and boom, it worked. I thought I got the whole interaction at the glass, but I didn't, which is why I'm showing you here. So right off the bat, at this Goodwill, I go straight to the glass, and we'll talk more about, flow and how you move through a Goodwill, or even for a flea market at that matter, and how I do it. Just, my own style, I guess, that I've developed in, hitting all these thrift stores and flea markets in my area. But we started off at the glass, and we found those two DS's. $16.49 was the price on each of those. Great price. Should be around $100 each on those. One of them still had a game in it, but we still got to test them. If you're a Halloween lover, that is the theme of this episode. It's Halloween. It's coming up. It's right around the corner. They really overdid themselves with the Halloween decorations. The other thing I want to mention in this video is this video was just shot yesterday for me, which is September 23rd, and I wanted to get this video out there quickly because of all the Halloween stuff and the good sourcing we experienced here today. And I got to get this stuff up and listed, so I want to talk about a few key points about sourcing and listing in the topic of the day. So here we are. We're progressing through our progression. Going through our routine here. We're hitting the electronics. We got a few things in the cart. Some of this stuff we are definitely going to keep for ourselves and add to our own decor. Checking out these curling irons. They're priced pretty high. If they were around like $5, they might have been worth it, but they had them priced up pretty high. There was zero profit there to be made. There would be loss actually to be made. You would make loss. But this right here, this iOmega zip drive from yesteryear in the computer world. Look at me using my bracelet. I thrifted this bracelet, by the way. That bracelet not retails, because they can't buy it for retail anymore. But that bracelet on eBay will sell for about $150. That is a Leatherman. And if you know anything about Leatherman multi-tools, pick them up, because there are incredible bolos. They go for $50, $60, $80. Depending upon the model, they can go for up over $100. So, and that is very useful, which is why I'm keeping it on my wrist. This is a zip drive. Zip drives are basically floppy disk readers. They used what's called a zip disk. You can see it there on the box. They weren't all rounded like that. Some of them are perfect squares. But they just held a lot more memory than floppy disks back in the day. A lot more data, I should say. They had more memory, and they held a lot more data than floppy disks. Data, however you wish to say it. So again, we're looking through the electronics. We found the zip disk, so maybe there's something else in here. Some other type of vintage, computer parts, electronics. But I think the zip disk was just about... Oh, I put this in the cart. It's an automatic fish feeder. Looks primarily for or geared towards like goldfish. If you look at the pictures, they kind of have like that flaky food that you can buy at the pet store. I thought it'd probably be worth something, but I will look up comps a little bit later on this. I'm trying to move pretty quickly. There are quite a few people here, so I do tend to do a lot of put in the cart, look up later. Put in the cart, look up later. And that's to secure the item, and then give me time to eventually see if there are any good comps on it. And checking out this little wire. I think it's like a base kit for a speaker system for a Samsung. Might have been worth it. Again, I'm already thinking about shipping it out. But the potential profit isn't really there. So I think it was priced about $16. It was priced too high for me to make any money on it. If you see on the shelf, the little Hamilton cooker thing, sandwich maker. I used to have one. It is really cool, really convenient. We moved, so we ended up, just getting rid of it because my thought process, I can make it just as quick in the pan, but those things are kind of convenient if you like morning breakfast sandwiches. This is a camera, and I am trying to keep my eye out more for cameras. They're priced pretty high. They have been, I've noticed, moving pretty quickly, especially from other resellers. It's just, this one was priced way too high, and the buy-in cost is just pretty high. So I won't be making that much on it, or what I would like to make on it, or even make anything on it if I'm buying it for the prices that they are offered to me at. So we have to pass that up. I'm not gonna. It'd be good, like around $5, but nah, not at the price they're asking. This was interesting. I was more or less thinking of buying it as a gift. If you have any relatives or anybody you know having kids, kids would love that. Especially if they have 2 kids. Some adults might like that too. Hey, it looks pretty fun to me. All right, we're looking at the bluish, tealish, greenish glass section now. I wonder if they changed that around, or if that's I have to relook at my videos. That's like a bluish, greenish, teal end cap. Definitely going to scan through the golf clubs. They have a good selection today. Doesn't necessarily mean they're good golf clubs, but a lot of the common, very little profit ones, if there's any profit in those, or ones that'll probably just sit in your inventory for a while. Going to go ahead and scan through the bags really quick. Haven't had much success in the bags, so I'll tend to pay a little bit more interest, or look a little bit harder in certain sections if I've been successful in finding a good item there or not. Or if you see a good item there right off the bat, then I'll do a little bit more investigative work. Something to draw me in. I'm looking for something to draw me into this aisle or section. Toy aisle looked a little bit busy, so I'll probably get in there a little bit later. No, I definitely will get in there. I don't know why I say probably, because I was already there. Now, this is interesting. I saw this Lolita. It's a Lolita glass. It's basically just like a martini glass, and it's been hand painted. I had just had 3 Lolitas sell, different people, within the last 2 or 3 days. And they were new in the box like that. Loose, I wouldn't pick them up loose. If they new in the box, I would definitely pick them up. I shouldn't say definitely pick them up, because I didn't pick that one up just because those previous Lolitas did sit for a while. And for a while, I mean, I think the oldest was about 7 months old, I think. And for me, once it starts to get close to that year mark, it's old. It's an old inventory for me. I'm trying to get it moved already. I know some people will let things sit for a while. I don't really like having items sit for too long. I don't like to forget about them. So I'll constantly be going through my inventory, constantly looking at my stuff on eBay, seeing what's ending for the month, and what's going to be, you know, renewed. Should I fix up that listing? You know, you hear a lot of people, and you've heard me say, you know, as you start to see your listings ending for the month on eBay, right before they renew, I'll, you know, go in there, end them, and relist them. But use it as a time to go through your items, clean them up, change item specifics, maybe add item specifics, change the title, maybe the title's bad, adjust the price according to what things are going for currently. So use that time to clean up your store. And that's what I do. I don't just end and relist. I thought this was a Wheaton glass. Wheaton is something you want to look out for. It's kind of like an apothecary-ish type of glassware. Apothecary, just, you know, things that hold medicines or potions, and Wheaton is a big name in that space, and I sell, whenever I get Wheaton, I do sell it. It's not incredibly profitable, which is why the price point has to be good. I would have done a little bit more investigative work on that, but I think that was $7, and that's way too much to pay. I'm thinking that probably like around $15 or so. So and it's glass, so, you know, you have to pack it a little bit more, you know, cautiously. It's going to go on a little bit of an adventure, so you don't want that glass to break. You don't want someone to open it and broken glass everywhere. Now, this mug I was very interested in this mug because it was a nicely well-made mug, and it's from Jordan. So, something a little more unique. I couldn't find any comps on it, but the fact that it's a well-made mug and the fact that it's from Jordan, oh no, I think it could be a decent profit mug. And it's small too, so it's not a crazy big mug. Not going to take up too much space in my mug storage, which you have seen now in my previous videos. I'm showing you this box here. This is not $7.79, not a string of lights. Check your boxes, the box full of cameras. And you just heard me say I'm keeping my eye out more for cameras. And now I got 4 cameras. They're all the same. Like the Polaroid, little Polaroid cameras. They take like photo paper in there. I'm gonna charge them up and see if they all work. But for $7.79, it's not a bad pickup. Thought that was Le Creuset, but after picking it up, didn't have the weight, and the inside felt more like Teflon. So I'm definitely leaving that behind. Oh man, this this end cap is packed. Really don't even know where my eyes are landing here. I'm just trying to scan each shelf there, and all I see is a sea of red. Here's a little bit more, you know, diversity here in color shades. I do pick these up. This is a shaker, pottery shaker, cheese. There's a salt and pepper down there. They're well made, vintage. One of them had a sticker that said "Made in Taiwan." And the fact they're pottery makes them a little bit more unique in the salt pepper shaker area category. That is not a chip or anything. That's some of the tag. But I think I'm going to pick them up. And I'm hoping they're worth something. But after checking my comps, I didn't see it there. I didn't see any profit there. Couldn't really find them. I did find the cheese one, but I just didn't like it. Again, I'm trying to move. There's a lot of stuff here today. A lot of stuff.
It's a bonanza today.
And if you're watching and you're seeing me leave potential profit behind, first of all, drop a comment. Let me know, if I am leaving anything behind or anything you would have picked up differently than me. But I'm also a bag of stuff here. Taking into consideration how quickly can I move it? Is it going to sit for a year? Have I bought this before? So that's going. Everything's going through my head right now as I'm staring at each of these items, and it becomes second nature. I know some people, if they're like, I'm trying to think of this, I'm trying to think of that, I'm trying to think of this, try not to forget about this, but eventually, as you practice and work on it, you'll get better. Look at all that stuff over there. Tons of stuff. And I think I talked about this in the last video. I just can't look everything up. This is going to be home decor for us. But that Z Gallery is definitely something to look out for. That branded Z Gallery. And Z Gallery is a bit more of a higher end store. So if you look out for it and look it up. But I think I'm forgetting my thought that I started with before that Z Gallery thing. I am forgetting the thought I ended up talking about. But like I was saying, it starts to become second nature as you're moving through these thrift stores, as you're buying and selling. This is Bath and Body Works candle holder, and you guys know I like picking up Bath and Body Works stuff for the right price. It does well. The candles do well. The candle holders do pretty good depending on what model it is. So scan it if you don't know what model it is. This one's pretty easy to look up. I mean, even though it doesn't have all the words, you can definitely look up Halloween or Thanksgiving, pumpkin, metallic, candle holder, and that will definitely give you the comp. You'll be able to find the comp on this one. Some of those barcodes don't really work on these. I don't know if I remember correctly when you're listing them. I don't think that barcode scans, although I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check it. But I think I'm comping it out right now on screen live while I'm at the store. I think I forgot to put in what I quickly realized, or slowly realized, I guess, is I forgot to put candle holder. Candle holder. There we go. We finally got to the candle holders, and as you can see, the pumpkin one's there, and there should be one right there for $41.99. That is free shipping, so I might price this one around $30-ish or so. I might push it a little bit higher just because it appeals to not just Halloween, but also Thanksgiving, and we are coming up to both here. Look at all those hats. Jeez, they're all the same exact hat. And I will talk about later in a future video about, which categories I saw this year just kind of not slowly decline in profit, and some of the items, some stuff, like prices went up. As I'm rewatching this video, I just realized I missed a Amazon Kindle that was on the shelves. At least the box was there. I don't know if the actual Kindle was in there. So sometimes with the amount of stuff, your eyes just get lost as to what to look at. So you got to kind of reset every once in a while. But I'm keeping my eyes open, trying to see if there's anything. I just got more stuff. My wife's going crazy with the Halloween stuff. I think you guys are aware that Halloween is probably one of our favorite holidays. As in all the holidays, you know. I mean, well, all these towards the end of the year are more favorite. Most favorite, I should say. Being Halloween and Christmas. Thanksgiving, of course, too, but obviously the big, bold decorations come out for Halloween and Christmas. As you can see, those skulls staring at me there, which are already hung up at our house, by the way. And that village will not be for resale, but we're going to try to add it in. I just saw this Deadpool guy at the corner of my eye. I wish I'd seen that apple, that fire tablet at the corner of my eye. That might have been pretty good if it was in there. That Deadpool isn't. I'm going to comp it out later. That Deadpool isn't worth it. Don't pick it up. Same thing is true with this. See this little Tykes thing that ended up in my cart. Little Tykes, hugely. That is not for resale. Don't pick that up. That is for nephew and nieces. Nephew and nieces. Well, one niece is is a baby still, so I don't think they'll be able to play with that. This lady came in here looking for Squishmallows, which I think I already mentioned that. Don't pick up Squishmallows. Really, I don't care what price they are. I'm not picking them up. They just take up way too much space, and they take a while to sell. Unless you're on Whatnot. I think they do really well on Whatnot, but you're not making a lot of profit on there per item, so it's up to you. And it's up to what you can buy it for. Because I'm trying to teach you guys what to do, what to look out for, what to be buying. And Squishmallows, unless you're getting them for $1 or less than $1, they might move better on Whatnot if you're on Whatnot. This is like some sort of computer trainer. It had like a keyboard, maybe like a typing trainer. I'm gonna check it out. Appears to be around the $20-ish range, I think. I forgot what I flashed on the screen there. I didn't flash it way too quick. But it's not worth it. It's not a pickup. I think it was priced around $14 or $16. Don't pick that up if you see it, unless it's $1. $1 is great to pay for anything. Oh man, they're rolling out some Limax. And Department 56. They're running out of space for all these cards. Oh man, he's telling me there about this Department 56. I mean, I would have loved to have picked that up. It's just the box is the size of the box is pretty large, and the weight and the comps were kind of, oh man, the comps are really everywhere. I'm thinking it's probably around $100 on eBay is what I could expect to sell it for. Alright, yeah, I'll look around here. I think it was priced at $35. They're definitely getting stuff out of here. They're putting stuff out on the floor. I ended up picking up all the smaller stuff, the Department 56. I found that wheel here on the shelf. That is definitely a good buy. It's a Gemmy. Pick that up. Probably about $30 or $40. There really isn't that good a sold comp. 3 listed, 1 sold. So probably about $30 or $40. I'm going to pick up all the smaller Limax. I'm going to pick up the smaller Department 56. I'm definitely going to leave the larger ones behind. I don't know. The profit was there. The other ones have moving parts, so it's something I have to test out. And the shipping was going to be large. The comps weren't really were consistent at the level that I would like. But the smaller ones, yes, definitely there, easy to ship, all that. Okay. So I'm doing some looking up here. I'm definitely gonna just confirm stuff in the cart because the cart is filling up, and I want to know. But before I bury those salt and pepper shakers, I want to know: should I put them back? Should I keep them? and it's gonna be a no. Like I said earlier, I just don't see it there, you know, and yeah, and that comes from just experience in selling this kind of stuff a lot, and you know, my wife's heard me say it before. No more salt and pepper shakers. They take forever to sell, and they don't sell for that much to justify them sitting around. So I'm gonna leave them behind. I'm gonna follow my own advice and not pick those up, even though they are cool. Look at the keyboards. Because why? Because I love keyboards. That's not a good keyboard though. A little pedometer. Nah, pedometers are a dime a dozen. And everybody has a cell phone now that can measure your steps and everything, walking, how distance you travel. Just a little tire gauge. Nah. Could have been some money, but I think they had a price too high. Is what they had it priced at. Too high for me to make any money on it. They still have a bunch of these little air pumps here. Convenient if you need an air pump to throw it in your car. I always keep an electric air pump in my car just in case. Some sort of apple peeler device, which I've attempted to sell before. You see me moving really quick because I thought I heard a cart, but I didn't. It was all the same stuff, just tons of stuff. Yo. You know, and all this stuff was here as soon as we walked in. So, yeah, I hadn't even looked at the shelves yet, and all this stuff was out. So, yeah, we're going back over these guys again. But, oh man, the shipping is going to be killer, and it has to move quick. Super cool. These ones here, really cool items. It's probably right around $100. Oh, okay. For this guy. You know, but again, can you get it to your customer safely, and do you have a box for it? I can definitely ship these smaller ones out, these smaller Limax ones, but no. You know, how many people are going to be paying? Probably about $100 is what I would like to get for it. And the comps are there, but there are some lower ones, and there's current competition for these items that are below $100. So really, I'm going to stick to my guns, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pull the trigger. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we just kind of we were in awe of the decor they have there. It's just really cool. Large Halloween lawn pieces, statement pieces for your house. Be a great price. Great price if they, as opposed to buying a brand new. But we have a nice little full cart. My wife, I think, has a few things in her bag after she cleared it in my cart, and we'll go over everything in the recap. Hey everybody, welcome to the recap. And now that was a pretty amazing day at a Goodwill for us in where we live. Definitely could have bought more. There was a lot of profit there, but I'm going over more quality over quantity and what I can ship out quickly around this time of year. So just trying to maximize the money that I'm spending. Trying to maximize the amount of profit I'm going to get with the money that I'm spending. I'll go over more details on sourcing, because in the last video we discussed, about when sourcing's tough. But this was actually a really good sourcing day, and there was a lot of profit that I did leave on the shelves or left at the Goodwill. And one of the main reasons is I have so much stuff. Since I've started doing these videos, in the videos, it may not seem like the last video, I only picked up a handful of things, but, you do that over a course of a week, and you have a lot of stuff. And a lot of these videos I'm shooting in one day, so I'm getting 3 items here, another 3 or 4 items here, another few items here, a flea market, and then, at the end of the day, you're talking 20-something items. And I already have items out that I got to list. So, yes, you may be screaming through the screen, pick that up, you should get that. But I'm also, I have other things that I need to take into consideration when I'm buying. Can't just buy willy-nilly. Can't just be spending. You could spend yourself out of business. So, Remember, everything that you have, everything you spend money on is potential profit. It's not profit yet. So you got to be cautious. Now we'll discuss more on the topic for the day when sourcing is good. Now, a lot of the stuff we ended up keeping for our own like decor, Halloween stuff here at the house, just because there was so much cool stuff there. This is one thing that we are going to keep. So I didn't even comp it yet. We'll just comp it here. It's the Lemax house. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it's the Funhouse Lemax. Lemax is a great brand to look out for when you're outsourcing. The guy that I purchased, actually, I purchased a lot of Lemax accessories from a guy at the flea market, and he's not there all the time. But when he is there, he always seems to have a lot of Lemax accessories, which is kind of odd. Just in my opinion, it's kind of odd, like just randomly Lemax accessories, and he charges like $1 a piece for them. So I get a really great deal on them, and the accessories usually sell for around $15-ish, maybe a little bit more, maybe more towards $20, depending upon exactly what it is. Funhouse, Sinister Village. Do not be afraid to look stuff up at the Goodwill, at the flea market, whatever you're doing. You'll catch me doing a lot of text to talk often because it's just quick. I'm just trying to get it done. So everybody's looking stuff up. Don't be afraid to do that. And so if we were to resell this, this is potentially, I'll show you my screen here, what you could potentially get for this item. So pretty good profit on this. It was $34.99. We're rolling this into our collection because I don't want to pay the eBay. I don't want to pay that much for an eBay for this item. Plus, our village is already really filled. I'll drop that in a short, in a YouTube short, our little Halloween village, if anybody is interested in that. So, yeah, I don't know where we're gonna put it right now, but we're gonna put it somewhere. $34.99, $35. Okay. And right off the bat, in the beginning of the video, if you guys, I'm pretty sure everybody knows gaming stuff sells, DSs, especially as it's getting closer to the end of the year. Holidays are coming up. The prices might be a little more spiked, more profit items on these. I just need to. They don't have the stylus. One of them actually had a game in it still, Tetris Party. So I don't think that's incredibly valuable, but it'll add to the. I think this is the 3DS, so I think this one will go for a little bit more. I paid $16.49, $16.49. So I might include the game with this one just to give it a little bit more of a bump up in profit here. But no stylus come with either of them. No chargers, but I do have a charger for these, so I'm going to charge them up, make sure they work. The screens are in great condition, so look at that. Great condition. These will do really well. I saw some comps up over $100 for the 3DS. Haven't really comped this out, but I'm guessing this is probably going to be around the $80-ish range. Not 100% sure until I look up the comps. But I'm going to definitely check that out. Okay. What else do we get? More Halloween stuff. Well, actually, this right here, we thought was a Halloween decoration, but it's not. It actually has 4 of these in here. I still got to test all these out. But they're Polaroid Snap Touch. So you put they'll actually print out a little Polaroid with these here. They're all micro USB charging, so pretty common charger for everybody to have. 4 of them in this box. They look pretty good. I'm gonna charge them up, test them out. If they work, comps were a little bit. It was kind of a wide range, so I saw for as low as 25, and I saw for as high as 50. I think the 50 was free shipping, so I'll have to take that in consideration when I'm selling these or listing them. But nonetheless, I mean, we paid $7.79 for all 4 of them. So check your boxes. You never know what's going to be in there. So potentially on the low end, $100 profit if they all work. And on the high end, probably about $200 profit if they all work. So we're going to take a look at those. That was a nice little score. We also have this here. Now, this is Halloween stuff we are going to sell. This is a... Now, I think there was one sold comp for this at $40 and 3 listed. I think the other listed ones were a bit higher than that, so I might come in at 40, maybe 30, just to get it moving pretty quick. It is a Gemmy. There's the price I paid for it. It does work. Luckily, the batteries... I don't know if it might copyright me. I forgot what it did exactly. Or it has it plays something, so I don't want to get any copyright. But it does spin and plays music and lights up, so... just a pretty cool Halloween decor. And more Halloween. Lots of Halloween, as you guys saw. The bag up here. Limax. Accessories. The great thing about the accessories, easy to ship. Just going to be a piece of cake, you know. Easy to ship, easy to list. It's brand new in the box, too. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. Brand new, but then you got to be cautious though, because I'm definitely gonna just check it out, because I know we also repackage everything back in the original boxes when the season's over. So I just want to make sure it's not like a repackaged item, just for storage purposes. Another Limax pumpkin patch. Oh, that one. Did I say the price? $9.99 for the tree, $3.69 for this guy. So. There's that there. You know, the candle holders. You know I purchased candle holders, especially from Bath and Body Works. So this is a pumpkin. Perfect for the season. This can suit... Now this here, well, the Limax stuff is definitely Halloween. This could more suit Halloween and or Thanksgiving. So, nice metallic. Has the original price tag on the bottom. So, nice piece. Probably a $30 to $40 item. So I paid $15.99. So definitely paid up for it a little bit. And it's probably priced a bit higher because of the weight. They probably, you know... Well, this one might be worth... I gotta check the comps. But actually, let's just check the comps right now. Because some of those Limax pieces might be worth quite a bit. Well, I mean, look at the DSs right here. $16.49 for each of these DSs. These go for way more. And this one was priced... This was actually priced lower than that, $15.99. But my guess is they probably priced those DSs low because they didn't have any of the accessories with it. Limax pumpkin patch. This comes out to about $15 to $20, so not crazy, but. Limax Trick or Treater Eating Tree. Okay, this will be... It's going to be like between anywhere between $20 to $40 for this guy. So, we'll see how that goes. Especially if it's brand new. It'll definitely command more, closer to the 40 if it's brand new. It'll probably sell for about 30 is my guess. And I'll probably price at 30 just to get it moving, get it going so that people can start decorating. October 1st is almost here. Now we have my typical bread and butter stuff here. Computer components. If you're not familiar, this is like a disk drive, like the old disk drives, the 2.5 inch. Similar, but these we'll call zip disks, which held quite a bit of data back in the day before. It was right around when CDs were coming out, and CDs held a lot, but not everybody had necessarily a CD burner. And but these came out here as kind of like more advanced, what do you call it? Floppy disk drive. So these still sell. And what's good about this one here, because some of the ones I've sold all need a separate power supply. This one here does not. This one just gets its power through USB. These are the ones you definitely want to be on the lookout for. It'll only be powered up by, it has a disc in there too. Only be powered by USB. You don't need an external power brick. And this should go for about 50 bucks. So what is that? $16.49 into $50. On eBay. Back out of here. Then we jumped over to Department 56, which isn't something typically. I know a lot of people buy Department 56, but Some of the stuff I find, the profit's not really there. But this is Halloween. This is brand new, wrapped up in here still. This is Lighted Spooky Eyeball Hedge. And if I remember correctly, the comps were right around 30 bucks for this guy here. Maybe, I think it was upwards of 40 if it was brand new. So we will see. And we're going to get this listed ASAP to start moving this stuff. And because it's the holiday. Jerry Garcia cup. Couldn't find a Grateful Dead. For those of you who don't know, Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia. If you see the bear, look it up. Could be worth something, especially the t-shirts. $3.59. We couldn't find, a sold comp on this exact cup. So I'm thinking it's going to probably be around the $20 range for this one glass cup. Jerry Garcia. Look out for that bear. Very distinctive. Also check your comps, because not all of them are necessarily worth it. I know the t-shirts are pretty good, especially the vintage ones. This was a gamble, and the reason why I got this, because it was a nice, clean, well-done mug, but it's from Jordan. So how many people are, I don't know, a lot of people that are going out to Jordan, but I know a lot of people, because Christianity, the Bible, the Jordan's in there. And so it might appeal to someone, and it was $5.29. And I'm probably going to price it around $25 and see what I get for it. But, how many people are going out to Jordan to purchase a mug? Not that many. So I got to think it's rare, but is it valuable? We will see. I'll drop it in a short if it sells. YouTube short if it sells. I've also been playing with the idea of getting onto TikTok, because I see a lot of people on TikTok. J-Ride. If you don't know who J-Ride is, he's on YouTube as well. And he's on TikTok. And probably be a great way to share some short-form content with items that I sell or items that I find that I think are cool and unique. But not really a TikTok person. More of an Instagram, but... okay. Moving on. We have blow mold. This is a pitcher. A drink pitcher. This one's got to get out there quick. Because a lot of people have Halloween parties. I know we've been to a few Halloween parties. I know there's another one coming up. One of our neighbors. And not only is it the pitcher, but we got 4 cups with it. So it's pretty much a complete set. And it's clean. A little bit of dirty, probably from staying around. But the graphic is great. Doesn't look like any paint loss of any kind. So probably hasn't been through a dishwasher. These were individually priced. So it came out to close to $12 for the whole thing. Wish it was more of a bundle, because obviously it looks like it goes together. But it's great to find a complete set. Sometimes the complete set can demand a bit more of a premium, because if you go out and try to complete a set, one by one, it's going to cost a lot in shipping if they charge you shipping. So better to have a complete set, charge a little bit more of a premium over what the individual pieces would go for, and get it out the door for more profit. Here we go. This is a Department 56 as well. Also Halloween themed and hot rod themed. Pretty cool. If I remember correctly, the comps are probably around $30 for this guy. So $5.29 is what we paid for that. Easy shipper. Look at that. Original packaging. I can't say enough how much something being in the original packaging, whether it's loose, whether it's used or not used, because look at that. What do you call it? Protection. Shipping protection is what I call packaging material. Shipping protection right there. Look at that. And we got the eyeballs. We got, what else we got? Got more of those cups over here. We got another Department 56 is called Killing Time. This one was $5.29. Look at that. So I'm not sure what the comps are on this one, but let's just quickly see what we can find. And a lot of this stuff easy to look up too. Like all the names are on there. Department 56. Department 56 is popular, yes. It's just that people charge up for it, so the potential profit you can make is usually pretty low. And I found people charge up for this even at garage sales. Department 56, Killing Time. Okay, probably about right around, there's some low ones, like around 15, but 20, but probably right around between 15 to 25. There are some high ones, but I'm going to say probably about 20 bucks for that. So, and again, it has the original packaging, so great, easy to ship. Probably throw that in a box with just some packaging paper. And I do have my packing shipping channel up and running now, so if you guys are interested in just how to ship, and you just want to visually see the shipping process, it's up on there, silent ASMR style. So you guys just will see me packaging stuff up, you know. And I'll try to get a video out there every day because shipping happens daily. Everything goes out. And I do 10 items. I do 10 items, and the reason is because I got to move quickly through shipping. I can't waste so much time trying to ship items out. But I still want to be able to provide the information or the education on shipping, because shipping is such a big deal. Because yes, it's great to find all the items, to get someone to buy it, but at the end of the day, if that item doesn't arrive safely to the customer, then you're refunding that money back, and there goes the profit, there goes the excitement of buying the item, the excitement of it getting purchased, gone because you didn't ship it right, or you didn't ship it with enough packaging material, or you had to create a funky box and the box disintegrated. So $5.29 for these ones. This is the Halloween Twinkle Bright Tree. These are brand new in the box, dude. Still wrapped up in plastic in there. I forgot what the comps were on this. Department 56, Village Accessories. All right. Oh, I just typed in Village Accessory. That was the wrong thing to do. Halloween Twinkle Bright Tree. And we have probably $30 with the box. There's some loose without the box. They're going for around 15-ish. But it looks like the ones with the box are probably 30. Yeah, about 25. There's one for $17.95. So I'm guessing because Halloween's coming up, I'm going to guess about 25 on this guy right here. And I have two of them, so 50 bucks on both of those. We paid the same price. All right, that's everything that we're reselling. That probably wasn't everything you saw in the video because some of that stuff we're keeping. But this stuff we're going to resell all this stuff, and I'm going to try to get it out of here fast because it's Halloween. I think it's mostly Halloween except for the DSs here and the cameras. Yeah. All right, yeah, we're getting it out of here. We got to get out of here hopefully in a week or two, because October is here. All right, guys. We're going to go into the topic and discussing good sourcing days like this. Okay, so topic of the day is going to be when sourcing is good. I've been kind of playing around with the lighting down here because I notice when I turn on the other light, everything just gets like, it's too much brightness back there. So I'm hoping this looks a lot better. I just have the light going on in front or behind the camera. Sourcing when times are good, and more specifically, when there's a lot of items to buy. And as you saw in the video, there was a lot of stuff there to buy, but I didn't buy everything I could potentially buy. For profit. There was a lot of stuff that I did leave behind that I would like to have purchased, but you're going to reach a point in your reselling adventure that you don't necessarily have to buy everything that's there. You may be a niche seller. You may be a niche in just a few different categories. I sell in about 20 different categories. So that's what I'm looking out for items that can fit into my category, and items that I can ship out that fit into the boxes that I buy. However, right now we're at a time where I need more quality items than quantity. And depending on where you're at, if you're just beginning, you're probably going to need more quantity. Now, what that translates to usually is lower profitable items. But, you start adding things up, it's gonna be pretty good after you make a few sales. You do a few $10 items, you do 5 of that's $50. You start to do 10, 20, 30, you multiply that times 10, now you're talking, some pretty good money there. But right now where we're at, I'm looking for more quality items. More specifically though, where are we at in the time of the year as well too? So you saw there was a lot of Halloween stuff there. So what's the next holiday that's coming up is Halloween, and it's coming up pretty quickly. Typically, from what I see around me in my area, my neighborhood, a lot of people start setting up around October 1st, which is quickly approaching. It's only about a week away now for us. But when it comes to the sourcing for the time of year we're in, when it comes to sourcing for quality, because as you can see, I've told you already, I have, in the boxes, there's probably about 1,600 items that are all listed up here. Some downstairs in the garage, and I still have a little bit of a death pile over there. So probably about 2,000 items up here, and that's what I would like to be at. So knowing that I'm, around that 2,000 mark, I'm not going to just start overbuying, because then you can just spend way too much. You might not, necessarily pay too much from a profit perspective, but just pay, just have money going out and with potential profit sitting there. So with the Halloween items, I was being very specific into first of all, the quality of the item, how much profit I'm going to make on it, the time of year we're in. So it's Halloween, so I'm trying to get Halloween. Pretty soon I'm going to stop buying Halloween just because it's going to be too close to the holiday, and I might not get that money back quickly enough and make the profit that I want to make. So we're approaching Halloween, and I want to be able to ship it out pretty easily. I don't want to have to worry about big, large boxes. I usually saw the other Limax, the other Department 56 items. They were just too big. I just couldn't justify the profit, because I did, in the comps, there were some lower ones around where, with those types of pieces, I really wanted to be right around $100. But I saw some lower comps, not just sold, but I also saw some lower listed. So that's going to be the competition. And I didn't want to compete with such a big item, having to find a box for that, having to make sure it gets shipped out. Because if it doesn't arrive to the customer, then... first of all, if it doesn't arrive to the customer, then you have to refund them. If it arrives broken, then depending upon the degree of brokenness the product is in, you may be refunding everything back. You may be refunding partial of the money back, and there goes your profit on the item. So with all that into consideration, with all that going into my head, I didn't want to purchase those larger items. But there were a lot of smaller items that I was picking up because I know those are easy to ship. I know I can pack those up safely and get them out the door. And I know they would still be right around the profit margin we would like to be at, which is around $15 to $20 on each item. So, taking all that into consideration, that is what is going to work for me, especially when the sourcing is good, because you still got to have some self-control. You can't just go willy-nilly buying everything up. You got to have some self-control. You got to go with a set budget. Sometimes, I've said it in the previous video about when sourcing is bad and you have a good source, you see as a good sourcing day to stock up. Yes, it's definitely worth it to stock up. But you got to think of the space that you have. Because if you're renting space, that's money. Every square inch is a bit of money where it's potential money. It's sitting there. If you just have products sitting there, you have to think of your space if you're selling out of your home, garage. Do you have the space to accommodate those items just sitting there for a while? Because eventually everything's got to get listed. You got to get everything listed, no matter what platform you're on. We're focusing here on eBay, so you got to get it listed to get that product in. You have to think, what do I already have sitting at home? Now, I have a lot of stuff already sitting here. I've already said, I said just right now, I have a death pile over here, but it's all nice and neat and filed away. I have, a small, a death pile. Well, actually, it's not small anymore because I've been buying up buying stuff for these videos. So I do have piles down there. So I don't want to create more clutter at my house, because that's another big thing you want to worry about is clutter. You can get so cluttered, you get discouraged. You're like, oh man, there's constantly stuff on the floor, you know. This stuff's in my way. It's in my shipping station. It's taking up my my desk space where my computer is. It's just getting everywhere. I don't even know where to start. And that could be a big issue with in discouragement, is where do I start? You know, whenever you start you know, a large task and there's a lot of things going on with that task, you're like, or just cleaning a house, you know. Yesterday we cleaned the house and it's like, oh, there's so much, you know. It doesn't look like a lot of stuff when we initially, yeah, after the fact, but when you first start it, it's like, oh my god, what are we going to start with first? Backyard, bathroom. But you have to start somewhere. And in reselling, when you're going to list, yeah, or when you're buying whatever it is, you know. Yeah, what was I talking about? I was talking about the clutter. So when you have the clutter is obviously, if you're, you know, if it's items you're going to list, it's your death pile. And that can spill out to everything, and then you get to a point where you're like, oh man, where do I start? Do I start them with there? Do I start them with there? So, you know, like I said in the video, you know, in the Goodwill part of it, all these things are running through my head as I'm walking through the Goodwill, as I'm looking for items to purchase. I'm thinking about, you know, you heard me say about purses. My purse storage is just out of control. It's spilling out all over the place, and you know, I'm not gonna, and it's all potential profit, so I'm not gonna just add to it, and just, you know, have it go everywhere. Then you run into a situation where you might accidentally lose something. It might fall somewhere. It might fall into a crevice, and then you're like, well, where did it go? It was right here. It's not there now, and then you go crazy looking for it. Maybe you find it, maybe you don't find it. So there's a lot more that goes through my head as I'm sourcing stuff, you know, the shipping, what I talk about, the shipping boxes, the storage, you know. Right now I have a lot of death pile stuff, items, things that need to be listed. So, you know, I'm thinking, can I store this, you know, for a while? What am I going to do with this item? You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into sourcing. It is the best part of the job, is finding the treasure, finding the profit out there. If you enjoy the items you're picking up, you're getting some enjoyment out of it. You're getting retail therapy out of it. But some of the things I mentioned have to go through your head when you're out there sourcing, because you can buy yourself out of business. You can buy, have a bunch of potential profit, but if you don't end up listing it, people aren't going to be able to buy it. And they aren't going to give you money for it, so that way you can, you know, pay for your living, you know, pay for your food, pay for your, you know, bill, you know, that money's going to be locked up in stuff. So, that's enough talking. We'll definitely address more things that go through my head and more things that go through sourcing. But when sourcing is good, it makes the job a lot easier. Especially when you're finding Halloween stuff and you're approaching Halloween season, you're finding Christmas stuff, you're approaching Christmas season, you're finding like brand new items at great prices that you can make a good profit on, you know. And if you are at a point, if you're at the beginning stages of reselling, or if you're selling just through a lot of stuff and you're having trouble keeping, you know, your daily listing goals, you know, then by all means, you know, buy what you can handle. You know, look for the quantity. Maybe you want to go a little bit lower in profit. You know, maybe you want to be around $10 or so, and then just buy up more. But right now, where I'm at, it's more of a quality hunt out there at thrift stores and at flea markets. I want the quality of the item. I want to try to keep my average sales price around $40. So, but I hope you guys liked the video. I hope this was gave you guys a little more insight into what I'm doing and how I'm sourcing, and I hope that me going through the Goodwills is helping you guys out, kind of showing you the, what it's like on a day-to-day basis as a reseller, going to Goodwills, going to flea markets. We will eventually start to hit some what do you call it, garage sales, but like I said, when I'm sourcing, I'm trying to just maximize the time to get as much as I could in one location as possible, and garage sales are really hit or miss. So we'll definitely be discussing garage sales. We'll target each individual area in future videos: thrift stores versus garage sales versus flea markets. And you guys already know I prefer the flea market. That's where I get most of my stuff. That's where I prefer to be. It's a fun place. You never know what you're going to find there. Otherwise, I appreciate the new subscribers. I appreciate any thumbs up, comments. Let me know if you guys have any comments, any questions. I am willing to answer any of your issues you may be having. My Instagram will be linked down below. If you have any trouble with shipping, I just started my shipping channel. I have a few videos out already. Still playing around with the angles on that, so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm doing when I'm shipping items out. But I know shipping is a big thing, and a lot of people have issues with shipping. So hopefully, if you guys see those videos, if you guys are experiencing any shipping problems, packing items up, it's ASMR silent style, so I don't do much talking or anything. You'll just see the process. But I'll catch you guys in the next video.